when I mention now names like Mrs. Merkel, even Vladimir Putin and so on, they all have been young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. Mm-hmm. But what we are very proud of now, the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more half of this cabinet, are actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
Well, there you have it. And I'm pretty sure we all know that Michigan has been penetrated as well. Today, I'm going to discuss with you how much taxpayers spent here in Michigan for Governor Whitmer and Messer of the MEDC, Michigan Economic Development Corporation, to go to Davos and have a great time and sell us out. So, let's jump in. Governor Whitmer holds meetings with global executives to sell Michigan as the place to grow business, create good paying jobs. Governor Gretchen Whitmer spent the final 2 days of her Europe investment mission at the World Economic Forum in Davos, where she participated in forums on sustainability, mobility, and the role of executive leadership. The World Economic Forum is a unique opportunity for Michigan to connect with leaders to discuss bringing jobs to Michigan and promote the state's efforts to elevate our mobility and sustainability initiatives. Governor Whitmer said, "We're showing the world that what we have to offer, demonstrating our leadership in cars, chips, and clean energy, and proving that the best manufacturing in the world happens right here in Michigan." I'm all for bringing business, but it should be authentic. We should invite businesses here by lowering taxes and not picking winners and losers with corporate welfare, like Governor Gretchen Whitmer is doing. On Wednesday, Governor Whitmer participated in a lunch discussion, How to Restart Global Cooperation, which featured world leaders in government, business, and philanthropy. The governor also held a number of one-on-one meetings with government officials and executives from companies including Volvo, ABB Group, Bosch, Siemens, and others. Thursday's sessions featuring the governor included next-generation industrial strategies and automotive and new mobility governors public sector dialogue. Thank you for joining me. I hope the mic is fixed. I tried to fix it, so let me know if there's any problems if you can't hear me very well. In May 2022, Governor Whitmer announced Michigan's strategic fund approval of funding to secure the World Economic Forum's first U.S. Center for Advanced Manufacturing, focused solely on the future of manufacturing, solidify Michigan's position as the manufacturing capital of the United States. The center is hosted at Automation Alley in Troy and is a partnership between the World Economic Forum, Automation Alley, Oakland County, and the state of Michigan. Michigan is the epicenter of manufacturing in the U.S. That is why World Economic Forum chose Michigan as the site for U.S. Center for Advanced Manufacturing. We are a two-way communication system for elevating local successes here in Michigan and across the U.S. to the global level, and inversely carrying global stories back to the U.S. for adaptation, said Cynthia Hutchinson, CEO of U.S. Center for Advanced Manufacturing. All these people are in a big club. We ain't in it. Come down here and you can see the World Economic Forum, established in 1971, is an international nonprofit organization that enables the foremost political, business, cultural, and other leaders of society to shape global, regional, and industry agendas. Nobody voted for these people, so how are they able to shape Michigan? Well, of course, it's money, and Michigan was sold out by Governor Whitmer. But it should bother you that a handful of people think that they can change how we live when they live over in Europe And we live here in Michigan. It's two completely different lives that we live, but they want to tell us how we can live and how we should live. Should bother you. It's, like Thomas Sowell said, Vision of the Anointed. I highly recommend this book. Pick it up. It discusses these globalist utopians, basically, and how their social policies have failed us, but been successful for them for the last 30 years. And I think this was written in the early 2000s, so check it out. All right, we're going to jump over taxpayers paying $44,117 for Whitmer's Davos trip. Came out March 7th, 2023, so now we know. Governor Gretchen Whitmer spent at least $44,000 of taxpayer money on her European trip to Davos to speak at the World Economic Forum, according to documents obtained by the Center Square in response to its Freedom of Information Act request. Our government is so transparent that we have to beg for them to let us know how much we spent on their plane ticket and hotel and all their taxis, limos. Yeah. That includes $26,000, there we go, for hotels, $13,000 for travel, and $4,000 in miscellaneous expenses. Cocaine and hookers. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That's not accusing anyone of anything. $4,000 in miscellaneous expenses and $116.15 in meals, says a document from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. A separate FOIA request for the governor's security costs is still pending. So not the total yet, guys. This is just for the hotel and the travel and miscellaneous expenses, wine. Whitmer embarked on the trip to Norway and Switzerland to speak at the World Economic Forum's annual meeting on a panel about the return of manufacturing. The World Economic Forum is a unique opportunity for Michigan to connect with leaders to discuss bringing jobs to Michigan and promote the state's efforts to elevate our mobility and sustainability initiatives. There's that sustainable word. Sustainable development is here. Whitmer said in a statement, "We're showing the world that what we have to offer, demonstrating our leadership in cars, chips, and clean energy, proving that the best manufacturing in the world happens right here in Michigan." Whitmer justified the spending by saying she was recruiting and seeking future investments for Michigan. No, she was selling us out to the World Economic Forum, to the UN Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, or Agenda 2050. It's all the same agenda of the 21st century. And it's all out there. It's not a conspiracy. You can look into it. It's on a website, official. It's all official, okay? Joe Mazzina, president of the Center of Economic Accountability, a nonprofit organization for transparent economic development policy, told the Center Square that these sorts of international boondoggles are perfect evidence for the way that the real point of economic development programs isn't creating jobs. Mazzina wrote in an email, "Rather, it's to make voters believe that politicians are responsible for creating jobs." Mazzina said Michigan taxpayers have subsidized the auto industry with billions of dollars since the mid-1990s. Since then, Michigan has lost 183,000 manufacturing jobs statewide. This is called a transfer of wealth. This is how they do it. They don't just come knock on your door, punch you out, and steal your money. They're sneaky, they're sly, and they're stealing our taxpayer dollars through these development corporations. And Mecosta County Development Corporation with the EV Goshen Battery Project Elephant is a prime example of this, along with all around. Newaygo County they also have a development corporation attached to them now, and the right place is involved with all that. This is all the same thing. Unfortunately, it's the same giant. Michigan's economic future isn't in Davos, Mazzina said. It's in the garages, the basements, and kitchens and barns of the next generation of entrepreneurs, the people who have the potential to have their name be as familiar as Ford, Dodge, Kellogg, DuPont, or Meyer to future generations of Michiganders. That's where economic growth comes from. Governor Whitmer and her administration should be focusing on making Michigan a simpler, cheaper, and easier place to start and grow a company, rather than jet-setting around the world, trying to find big companies willing to take billion-dollar bribes to come here. Thank you. I don't know who this guy is, but he's right. He's 100% right. Jet-setting. The same people that want to say, I'm reducing my carbon footprint, they reduce it by paying more. It's just crazy. Whitmer's 5-day trip marks the first economic development visit to Europe under her administration. Whitmer was joined in Norway by Michigan Economic Development Corporation CEO Quentin Messer Jr. and other MEDC officials. So there you have it, guys. 44,000 so far. We have not gotten the bill for all the security, which, if you've watched anything from Davos, Rebel News, for instance, you know that there's tons of security. They're very secretive. They like to plan how to spend your money without you knowing about it. So I hope that this shed some light on the MEDC and what these development corporations are really all about. It's not about creating jobs. So this Project Elephant in particular, they say it's going to bring a lot of jobs. Don't believe it. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share with everybody you know. And I'll see you in the next one.